Well, I'm here at Lake Easton State Park campground, and it's 1 o'clock. So checkout time is 1. So I am gonna be breaking camp here, and I'm just about set to go. Um, there's nobody, waiting to get in to any of these sites, even though they are reserved for the night. It's Friday night, so every single site here is reserved. So I'm going to be making my way out of here real soon, and I haven't spent any time outside at this campsite at all, except for now. Um, but it was a crazy night, and when I was after I ate, because I hadn't really eaten much all day, and after I ate, I don't know what time it was. It was about 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. I went and laid down on my bed, and the next thing I knew, it was like after midnight. I was just out. I was so tired, and the lights were just on like full bright, and just I was in my clothes, day clothes still, and I was just out. I slept so hard, and it was a real challenge for me to even get up and actually get into my sleeping clothes and turn all the lights off and all that stuff. So I did sleep pretty good and long, and slept in too, pretty much. And then there's showers here, and I actually took a shower, so that was nice. But I haven't really done a whole lot today. So much. There's things that I could have been doing, and it just I don't know. I was kind of in a bit of a funk too. It's just been kind of gray, cloudy. It seems like the sun has been trying to come through at a couple points. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over. I decided that my first thing I'm going to do is that there's this Lake Easton, which is real close, and I'm actually going to go and park in there's a parking lot up the road a little bit, and I think I should be able to use that to park there for day use. It's a state park. I have the Discover Pass, so I can do that. And then I think I'm going to park there, and there's a trail that essentially goes all the way around the lake. It's not all the way around, but you can pick it up and you can follow the road or other ways to go all the way around the lake. So I'm going to do that. I'd like to do that today. It's a beautiful lake. And then I'm probably going to research the area to see if there's any other places around here that I might be interested in staying. I know that there is some dispersed camping nearby, but I don't know anything about it. I know virtually nothing. So I'm going to try to do some research on that to see if because I might just end up staying in this area tonight. My original kind of plan was to actually go all the way I was thinking I was going to go all the way to Bainbridge today. It's Friday. And set myself up for a weekend busking over on Bainbridge, but it's just going to be a long day. I'll be spending most of the day actually getting there. It's not that I'm really as the crow flies necessarily all that far, but it's going to be I want to say over an hour just to even get into Seattle, possibly longer, and maybe an hour and a half. and especially if traffic's not great. And it's Friday, and the later I wait to go, the more of a challenge that's going to be. I mean, I really only have a couple hour window to do it, so I would really want to leave like pretty much now, and then after that I'd have a ferry ride, and that's tacking on at least another hour. So by the time I get over there, it's going to be like, I don't even know how it would be, like end up being like 5 o'clock or something. So that just doesn't sound appealing to me. I don't want to be traveling all day, so I could either stay around here in this area tonight, or I might even just go back up to Tinkham where I was, and just stay there for the night. And if I do that, then I'm at least a half an hour closer than where I am right now. Break up the drive. And if I go to the island tomorrow, the traffic won't be as bad. It should be a little bit easier getting over there. So it'll be a little bit of a smoother traveling. And I'm sort of like, I might not even end up going back over there at all. I'm just like, I don't really want to move too far, this thing. So, and if I can find a nice place tonight, I don't know, it all depends. I'm sort of like, I think the weather's actually supposed to start getting nicer too. And that could really do a lot for my spirits. I don't know, I've just been sort of craving, I've just been feeling a little bit sort of stuck in the van, or just like missing human connection. So I was like, maybe I should just go to the island and play, and that always does me good. But I'm just like, I'm not like super excited about going back over there for some reason. It's like that, it's just the lack of the sort of privacy and the lack of space and privacy, I think, in the quiet. But we'll see. I've been realizing of this. I mean, I've always kind of known this about myself, but it's just like sometimes I want too much. I want everything, and things are just going to always like conform to like my every wish as far as like what the ideal, you know, where I want to be at any given point in time. So I just sort of feel like I need to work better on just like being present where I am, instead of constantly worrying about where I'm going next, and trying to control all of the factors and the variables and the circumstances to sort of optimize my happiness. And I feel like it's probably a better idea to be a little bit more accepting and like surrendering to the time and place as it's like unfolding right in front of me. So anyway, I'm gonna get on the move here. There is a deer right there. Just saw it come walking in. right, I'm at Lake Easton State Campground, and this day use area up here, and I'm about to do a hike around the lake. So let's do this. The smells along this trail are just absolutely stunning. It's very evocative. It sort of takes me to some childhood places of camping trips and into some areas that are almost like into memories I had from then that take me to some other place, like places that I'd been when I was a kid that were evocative then of other places. So it's like, it's just this wild sort of psychedelic experience. I'm on the trail. This is a little side loop that you can kind of see down to the water. Man, if these are roads. If you could get back here with a car, it'd be awesome, but you can't. The road is blocked off. But this would be like prime camping right here. You can kind of, I don't know, maybe you can get down to the lake. This lake is just like stunning. It's got like this green color to it. You can't really see on the camera too much. So this big family group is behind me. I think they're still back there somewhere. And this little boy runs up to me and he says, who blew down all these trees around here? And I said, who? And then the whole family behind laughs. And he said, I don't know, I think he said something like, I said, who do you think blew them down? And he said, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then there was like it looked like actually some horse droppings on the trail. And I said, oh look, here's some T-Rex droppings right here. And so we all had a good laugh at that one. But as I'm walking kind of the path a little bit on my own, I'm actually been feeling some deep pangs in my heart. There's just this loneliness that it's hard to even describe, but this trail, in spite of the mountains, is very reminiscent of northern Michigan. And just a lot of the smells and the trees and everything, it's really taken me back. And what the feeling is that it's like that I feel like I'm on a family trip, except there's no family. It's just me. And it's there's this kind of a pain and a longingness that I feel it's like it's as powerful as any feeling I've ever had. Oh, hey. It does look like this is the way. Trestle up there. So, at least for a moment, I felt like I was a part of that family. And they were they were Latinos too, some of them. The little boy looked like he might have been kind of mixed like me. So, I don't know, but he kind of attached to me pretty quickly, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but anyway, it's a nice little connection. Maybe I'll run into them again. Here's that kind of greenness to the water I'm talking about. There's some kind of feather here. I don't know if I should keep this or not. This is just stunning. There's definitely some Eastern Washington type of geology. You can kind of see the striations, the exposed rock like that. That's very Eastern Washington. This definitely is part of some kind of river system, and I'm not sure what river this is. There's the railroad right there going through. That is so cool. These little islands, marshy little sandbars or islands or something. Way over there is where I've parked. Check that out. That is cool. You can almost see like a cougar up there at the top of that. This is pretty wild. There's like this tunnel right here. And for a moment I was like, F that. I'm not going in any dark tunnel. And that's not very long. Looks like it's just pretty short, so I guess I'm gonna go through. I am like really feeling this Eastern Washington vibe, this Eastern Washington spirit, which is different than the west side. It's just like an interesting generosity of spirit that I can't even describe what it is. Here, check this out. This is all man-made, no doubt. They must have had to blast out the earth here for this. All right, we are walking the tunnel. Wow, it is wild in here. This is kind of creepy, actually, even though it's not that long. I walked a mile through the tunnel with some friends up near Snoqualmie Pass. right after I first moved to this area. That was pretty crazy. There's the light breaking on the side of that hill up there. This is quite the vista right here. And I don't know if I should go down here because it might be the only way to get around the lake. We'll see. This is some kind of scat. I don't think that's a dog. There's a lot of hair in that. Could possibly be cougar. Bobcat maybe. So this is coming out on the other side of that trail, and this looks like you could actually, you could probably access this road and get up here. I'll bet if I really wanted to, I'll bet I could stay here tonight. I don't know, it's a little creepy, but I'll bet it could be done. Well, there's a dam over here somewhere, and I think I can hear it. This is saying this is private property, and I don't know, from the map, it looked like it wasn't a really clear way to get across the other side of the water and the tracks. And I was thinking I might have to improvise something, but man, I don't want to be trespassing either. This is all part of the dam, and I don't know, I gotta figure out a way to get over there somehow. It's all private property, and the map that I have shows some kind of, this should probably come out to an actual road that I can hopefully get across, but I don't have good maps for this, so this might not have been the smartest thing to try. So I feel like, in a way, I've mentioned this before, that I'm trying to be a little boy again. Myself as a kid, I'm even dressed like I would have back in at least 1981. I was 9 years old, and we were on a big long road trip to Alaska, from Michigan to Alaska, and so I almost feel like I'm trying to kind of be that boy again, but this time I don't have the family immediately around me. So it's like, it's difficult. So I just feel like I'm hitting kind of a low point. Like I just don't know how much longer I can keep doing this for. It's because this is a point where I guess I was talking earlier where I felt like I needed to be more present, but it's like spinning out on, like, there could be a whole lot more time just like this, and in the future, and can I actually handle it? So it's like having fears about the future, and staring into oblivion is how it feels. That's the long road back whence I came. It looks like right up ahead there's some road that I should be able to find my way back up and around. That's a western scene, if I've ever seen one. It's pretty wild. Talk about staring into oblivion. Check that out. There's even a Sasquatch on the car door. Well, I thought I might be able to drive back up there, but not according to that sign. It's kind of the little town of Easton. Oh, check out this place. That's cool. Look at this. That is wild. Right, I don't want to be creeping on these people. This is very cool. Very much a slice of Americana. And having some of these negative feelings I've been having, but this is quite cool. It's kind of kindled my spirit of exploration. Kind of reminded me a little bit why I do some of these crazy things that I do. It's like in that, it's kind of like in that Simon and Garfunkel song, "We've all come to look for America." This is the Easton post office. Hustling and bustling. Hope that dog's tied up. I actually stopped off in back in the town back there when I was first headed over to Cleellum and Highway 97. Boy, that is a chill wind for late June. Maybe it's always like this out here, but I got a long walk. I'm not sure exactly how many miles, but I think it's a bit of a ways back to the van. I think I bit off more than I could chew, but I'm in for it now. I'm in it now. It's like the old fire department, or there's a bunch of different buildings that all look related to a fire department. Check out that old building. How cool is that? This is the old Easton Saloon. Well, old school Western facade. And that is still operational as far as I can tell. Okay. Closed for repair. Gotta walk on this little boardwalk. Howdy, partner. What brings you here? Nice. Got Rex's Country Store. And then on the other side, got the hitching post. Check out this old gas station. These old pumps. I remember when they were like that. Certainly in my lifetime. There's this famous Spur Burger back there. Man, a burger sounds good. I'm trying to kind of not eat burgers right now, but I'm trying to watch what I put into my body. I kind of just want to get back to the van, but maybe I'll catch it if I come back this way. We'll see. I didn't want to film because there were people there and I just didn't want to be invasive. All right, well, finally crossing the river. This must be coming from that outflow in the dam upstream. That is beautiful. That is fantastic. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the Alaska road trip when I was 9, walking along these side of the road, and these like at the forest edge, take these little walks on my own to kind of get away from the camp. Do just a little bit of exploring around. Alright, I made it to the camp entrance, finally. There were some trails that I was hoping to be able to pick up along the water, along the river, but I think I missed it when I crossed that bridge. I probably could have got down to the trails, but that's okay. I didn't want to backtrack. I think I can pick up some trails here that are going to take me to the car. Alright, well, here's a trail. I think this is going in the right direction, so I think I'm just going to take this. It wasn't exactly the full nature immersive experience I was hoping for, but I'm back in the woods again. Okay, well, got up a little bit, some elevation, and I can kind of see like parts of the dam. I remember that from the other side down there. So I'm getting close to the water again. Oh wow, this is something. Check this out. This is incredible. There's the tracks that I was kind of following over there on the other side. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I thought the trail would just follow the water down by the water's edge. I gotta pay attention here. Oh yeah, that's a pretty steep drop off there. Gotta be careful up here a little bit. What a view. Ooh man, there's a bit of a scramble up there. It's a little bit foreboding. I didn't really know where it led to, but luckily it looks like I'm back on some kind of main trail. I'm sort of headed somewhere. Does look like it's still following kind of the water and the road down there that I see. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I didn't know there was this much terrain over here. Exactly. I'm hoping this doesn't just go in some kind of circle, or it takes me down to the water or something. I'm getting hungry. Okay, looks like there's some switchbacks happening here. This is promising. Here we go. Looks like we're gonna come out on the edge of the lake here. This looks like a campsite of some kind here. I don't see a fire pit, fire ring, but oh, this is beautiful right here. Look at this. Check out that view. So I think all the way across there, if you can see that little beach down there, I think that's where I'm parked. So I still got a ways to go to get around this lake to get over there, but I'm getting there. No idea how long this is going to end up being in the end. I think I'm getting close to this little day use area that I pulled into yesterday. Oh, somebody's pulling in there. Yeah, this is it right here. I saw either an eagle or a vulture. It looks like there could be a Loch Ness out there somewhere. I think part of my despair is that I don't feel like I'm part of any kind of narrative at all. Except for the one I'm making, and I'm making it up as I go. But I have to be honest with you, it's at times it's terrifying. Maybe also at times liberating. There's like this hole in my heart, and I have a hard time trying to explain what it is, where it comes from, why it's there. I've tried to explain it here and there, and I think that I feel like I'm just really scratching the surface with what it is. It's just this crushing feeling in my soul, and I feel like I just keep getting hit over and over again. It's like blow after blow. And I understand that, at least to some degree, if not to a large degree, it's my mind speak that I keep perpetuating. I keep feeding it. And there may be some way of dealing with it. Tools from modern psychology, such as cognitive behavior, thinking therapy, if you will, to kind of help me to think different thoughts. This is something. There's quite a view here. Some small bird must have met its end here. I don't know how small. These feathers aren't tiny, but there's just a lot of different loose feathers around here. There we go, there. I know that part of the pain is like missing someone who was like the last kind of quasi-serious situationship that I was in, and she kind of lives, or I mean she's from originally somewhat this part of the state, Eastern Washington anyway, and hey Robin, and so I keep kind of sensing her maybe presence, or reflecting on times that I came visited over on this side of the state to visit with her when she was over there. And then, while I'm sure some of that is true, coming from a true place, I'm also I also wonder if sometimes I'm not just longing for just anyone, just any kind of companionship at all. And that was the last strong connection that I made with somebody. This trail is starting to kind of get overgrown. Kind of not digging it. There was another path up there that seemed like it was more wider and more well kept. But yeah, I just wonder sometimes if I'm not just like scanning my sort of social landscape for any form of like any sign of connection, any sign of like deep connection. And that was like, I'm backtracking here, that was like the last one that I had. I could cut up here and see if I can pick up that other path. So I know that wouldn't necessarily be fair. That tree is like, these logs are squeaking in there. That water. It wouldn't be fair necessarily to her if I'm just like, I mean, I do authentically miss a lot about our time together, and her specifically. But I'm also like in a bit of a state of like kind of desperation too. So can that really be trusted? I'm like, wouldn't I just fall back into some of the same patterns that I was having when we were trying to build something? So it's got to question all these things, you know. Okay, picking up this main trail here. Glad it wasn't too far back. I had to backtrack. It's like, you know, I'm having a lot of feelings like I don't belong here. Like, because I'm not from here, then like I don't belong here. So that's from like the human world, but I also sometimes feel like that, like from the natural world, is like the self-speak of like nothing really wants me here, or that I'm insignificant and I don't matter. And those are just like really like deep-seated thoughts that just keep coming up, or that I'm like some kind of imposter, like every time I go out into the wild, that like I'm not really much of an outdoorsman in the end. And maybe I'm trying to be something I'm not. As far as the human realm goes, I will say, here's some bikers. Are they coming on this trail, or are they on the road? They're on the main road. It always... Look at me. couple of girls and I'm gawking. What I tell you, just longing for some kind of connection. But yeah, when I was in Snoqualmie two nights ago, and I was so starved for connection, and I went to this open mic, and man, I really kind of forced myself to go and to like meet people and talk to people, and I fully did that. I was so encouraged by that experience. Like I was like kind of telling myself, just act like you belong here. Because I can, a lot of times in social situations, I can be really withdrawn and like be almost rude. You know, I don't mean to be, but I'm just like, I kind of like won't make eye contact, or maybe even kind of scoff a little bit, even though I really do want to make connection with people. I just sort of don't feel like I deserve it or something, or like I feel like people don't like me for some reason. But when I really think about it, I've been getting more perspective on that kind of thinking, where it's like nobody has any reason to dislike me, for one thing, because they don't know me. And I don't know, like, why sabotage connections when that's probably not really the case, and just act like people do like me. I don't know, and it kind of worked for me. It did work for me, actually. So yeah, that was a good experience. There's like some bogginess or something here. I don't know what this is. A little inlet, maybe. This is beautiful though. Look at this. Now this is more like a Michigan scene right here. Northern Michigan. Places like my father and I used to go canoeing and fishing. Okay, I'm getting close. This is a boat launch area, which is not too far from the parking lot. So I'm assuming that this trail right here is going to take me there. Yeah, this is it. The car's going to be... Oh, I see it. I see IJ, Mayor and John. I'm back home again. All right. There we are. There's only one other car left here. I didn't want to be the only car left here. It just didn't feel good for me to leave my home unattended like this in an empty parking lot. But man, it's good to be back here and see the van and everything all safe and sound. Back home again. All right, well, I have no idea where I'm staying tonight. And what is it? Almost 5 o'clock. Jeez. I guess that only did take me like a few hours. I thought it would take me about 2 or 2.5. That didn't really, kind of felt like that. I felt like the longest hike ever. Doing my little Mr. Rogers thing here, changing my shoes. As won't you be my neighbor? You know, I am looking for neighbors. That's kind of what I've been talking about. Talking about narratives, saying that I feel like I don't exist in any kind of a narrative, except the one I'm creating. Well, I mean, exactly. I'm kind of spinning out some sort of negative narratives about this sort of lonely old man out here rootless and unclaimed and unloved and unwelcome. But I'm the one who's telling that story. But I do know that I am loved by my family back in the Midwest. And I'm going back there in less than a week. And I'm going to enjoy every last minute of it that I can while I still can. So I still don't know where I'm going tonight, and I'm also really hungry. And so if it's about 5 o'clock, I do need to make a decision soon. This campground here is full. And I could go, oh, those lights flickering in and out. I could go back up to west over to back over to Tinkham and the dark wood. That would probably be the easiest thing to do because it's a known quantity and I'm familiar, and although it is a Friday night, so it's going to be I probably won't get a prime site, but I feel like I should be able to get something at least just to sleep for the night. And I'm sort of leaning towards going there, or I could head back east. Did I say west? The choice of Tinkham is about a half hour to maybe 40 minutes, and then back to those campgrounds I was checking out yesterday evening. That would again be about 30 to 40 minutes. So I'm not too far away. I wish I knew something more in this kind of area where I am. So maybe I should just eat some dinner here in the van and then try to do some research to see if there's anything, some forest roads or something around here. Although it's really late in the day to go exploring forest roads looking for a good place to stay. So maybe I should kind of nix that idea, actually. Wow, I'm just having deja vu just now. And I don't know if it's just because I'm like tired and hungry and I'm physically a little bit sort of stressed, my body, and I do notice that I do get deja vu sometimes when I'm like underslept or in some almost like altered state of physical kind of exhaustion and or lack of sleep, or maybe I'm actually tapping into something. Yeah. All right, well, I've eaten and kind of gathered myself a little bit. It's after 6. I'm just gonna head up to Tinkham and back to the dark wood. And yep, so this state park it's been a very pleasant experience here today. I had a really good time. In spite of some of the dark thoughts, I really I am impressed with this state park. So quite the adventure. Yep, I will see you when I get up the mountain. Well, I made it here to the dark wood. It is indeed dark. It looks a little bright-ish on camera, but the camera does that. There's the van right there. So I have stayed at this place before, a couple of years ago. It's definitely pretty pretty private. This is a good private site because I'm back off the road, and I'm not sitting too close to the road at all, and it's a little bit back into the woods. So this can be a little sketch getting in between those two trees, and I had to back in. Cars are coming, so I was feeling sort of pressured to do it quickly, and probably not the smartest thing in the world. Pulling into a site like this, I do like to probably get out and assess things before I actually do the maneuver, but I just went for it and I didn't have any problems at all. This section here gets muddy and stays muddy pretty well throughout the year, and it's clearly been raining up here lately, but I didn't really have any problems, so I didn't really get stuck or anything in there. And there we are with the van. It is really dark inside when I go in there. So this is going to be it for the night, I think. I actually probably could have a fire if I really wanted to, but I don't know. I would like to burn up that wood that I'm carrying in the van, but I'm just not super stoked on a fire right now. But do get a little bit of skylight come through here, so it's probably not as dark as some of the other sites around here. So I think this is going to be it for the night. It's going to be a free site, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is just, since I paid for something last night, I'm just wanting to not pay tonight. There has just been so much traffic up and down this road out here, and that road right there. And it is Friday, and actually as I was here last Friday, not at this spot, but the one down the road, and people were just coming in by the droves all day long. So I see that as what's happening again today. I was worried that I wasn't going to find a spot, and a lot of places were taken, and this was probably the first good spot that was available, so I just grabbed it.